BRAINY presents 8 psychological things that make you less attractive. The psychology of attraction has always been an interesting topic, and experts have spent a lot of time trying to figure out what makes some individuals more attractive than others. While there are specific things that anyone can do to increase their attractiveness, there are also factors that can make you less appealing. What's more, much of this self-sabotage is subconscious, meaning you might be giving off the wrong signals and not even be aware of it. Here's a list of some things that make you less attractive. Number 1. Being sleep deprived. You've most likely experienced the consequences of skimping on sleep. But aside from making you tired and less healthy, sleep deprivation can also make you look significantly less attractive to others. After all, if you don't get enough sleep, your body won't regenerate as effectively as it should. This means more wrinkles, puffy eyes, and dark circles. You'll look worn out and exhausted. People are also less inclined to socialize with you when you look tired. That's because having an unhealthy-looking face, whether from a lack of sleep or otherwise, may trigger disease avoidance responses in others, making one's surroundings less socially inclined. Number 2. Smelling bad or too similar. Many studies have shown that smell plays a vital role in social relationships, particularly romantic ones. How you smell directly influences how others perceive you, since it's intrinsically linked to health and hygiene. Bad odor indicates that you're more susceptible to germs and parasites, lowering your rating as a potential mate. But smell also has an influence on attractiveness in other, less obvious ways. Scientists and researchers have discovered that we perceive people who smell similar to us to be less attractive. And that's because we're evolutionarily designed to avoid mating with those who have the same genetic lineage. Number 3. Excessive focus on appearance. If you're overly concerned with your appearance, it will have a negative impact on your overall attractiveness. Of course, there's nothing wrong with wanting to appear well-groomed and suited for the occasion. It helps to ensure that you're not unfairly judged. But placing too much emphasis on your looks can make you rely more on the superficial rather than substance. Besides, being with someone who constantly checks themselves in every reflective surface to make sure not a single hair is out of place gets old real fast. Number 4. Being too distant. While it's good to be self-reliant, acting like you don't need anyone not only makes you less attractive in general, but it makes people literally forget about you. As humans, we have a tendency to feel more comfortable, and consequently more attracted to those we are familiar with. By merely being exposed to someone, we develop a preference for them. So if you want to be more attractive to others, then engage with them more. Next time you see someone you know, smile and say hello. The more familiar you are to them, the more attractive you'll appear. Number 5. Being too clingy. Now, just because others find you more attractive when you're familiar, doesn't mean you should become clingy. Neediness and clinginess equals insecurity, and insecurity isn't an attractive quality. As a matter of fact, it's been named the biggest relationship turnoff in scientific studies. People have an almost instinctive repulsion to this behavior. Don't get me wrong, desiring a relationship isn't bad in and of itself. However, when your desire for connection turns into a need, you'll wind up repelling the very person you want to connect with. Number 6. Serial flirting. Some people like to get flirty with everyone. While playful interactions aren't inherently wrong, this tendency can make you less attractive to that one special person you actually want to make a move on. There's a fine line between being flirty and overly friendly, and your gestures will eventually come off as phony. And when you genuinely care about someone, it might be hard to show it. Even if you're making romantic gestures toward them, they may assume you act that way with everybody. To appear more appealing, you have to seem more selective in your liking. Instead of flirting with everyone, pay more attention to the person you actually like. Number 7. Being overconfident. All things considered, confidence is attractive. Being around someone who is comfortable in their own skin and doesn't need to second-guess everything they say or do is rather endearing. But just like any other trait, confidence falls on a spectrum, and the sweet spot is somewhere in the middle. Just as having too little confidence can be unattractive, having too much confidence can be an absolute turnoff, especially when you consider that imperfections don't discriminate. Being self-assured is appealing, but don't let it make you self-centered and unrelatable. Number 8. Laziness, an overall lack of purpose. Healthy habits should come naturally to those who genuinely care for themselves. I'm talking proper diet, skincare, exercise, reading, and so on. But some people refuse to do basic things they know are good for them. If you have absolutely no desire or motivation to make anything good of yourself, know that this complacency is reflected in everything concerning you, including how others perceive you. Turns out, people don't like lazy and unmotivated individuals all that much. Those who lack ambition, motivation, or goals are a liability to themselves and everyone around them. Of course, no one expects you to have all your shit together when they meet you, but they want you to strive towards something. If you identify with anything on this list, it may be time for some introspection and self-reflection. Fortunately, our overall attractiveness is less dependent on genetics and more on our character. Most of the time, the little things that don't have anything to do with your physical appearance have the most influence on how others see you. The first step, then, is awareness. Becoming conscious of your most unappealing attributes can help you make the necessary adjustments, and you'll be instantly seen as more attractive. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.